Roy Keane was just one of my favourite United players of all time. One of the best players to wear the United shirt, and a player that United have never ever replaced.
Yeah, he drove that team. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. You know, if you're comparing talent-wise to that midfield, you're absolutely right. You know, if people ask me about Roy Keane, why is he so good? Why is he so good? I say, well, he's always got time on the ball. Always got time on the ball. He finds space on the pitch. And they always say, what's he the best at? Because he's not the best header of a ball. He's not the best passer of a ball over 40, 50 yards, diagonal balls like Beckham could do. He wasn't the best finisher. You know, Scholes in terms of in front of goal was better than Roy Keane. He was the best player I've seen playing a 15, 20-yard pass through midfield into a front man's feet. The best I've ever seen at that. I mean, he talked about the pace that he used to put on these passes. You know, I talked about the story earlier where against Cyprus where he passed the ball and I gave it away. And he used to really rattle the ball into you, make sure you control it. I think Rio Ferdinand's talked about it. First day of training, people turn up and he tests them. He wants to know how good they are. You know, he is a technically gifted footballer, but he wasn't the best at any of those individual facets. But he drove that team on like you couldn't believe. I mean, the determination, the leadership, the drive. You know, never beaten. Just a fabulous all-round footballer.
You played with him at club level over 30 times.
Country
level, sorry.
Country, yeah.
What was he like to be around? Not necessarily on the pitch, but did you want to always give your best when you were with him?
Definitely.
You never wanted to...
There was always pressure. There was always pressure playing with Roy, you know, because his standards were like you can't believe. I mean, honestly... look, the World Cup stuff we'll perhaps talk about in a bit more detail if you like, but he wanted the best for everything. He wanted the best pitch. He wanted the best training facilities, the best travel. He wanted everything the best for his teammates, and his standards were just absolutely ridiculous. In training, you know, if you're on his team in a five-a-side, you made sure you won the game. End of story.
Really?
I mean, you just can't.
Even at that?
The determined. He had to win. It didn't matter. There was a drive and a desire about him that I don't think I've ever seen in any other footballer.
Was he underrated?
I think everyone realises how good a player he was.
If
you start talking about best ever Premier League teams, Roy Keane gets in it.
But we've never ever said world class with Roy Keane, have we?
Well, that's what I think because if you were to compare, say, Roy Keane and Zinedine Zidane, in terms of technical ability, Zidane is a much better footballer than Roy Keane. But if you're talking about an influence on a team, Roy's influence on a side was huge. You know, he did it for Ireland. Of course he did. He was the best player. You know, of the Ireland squad, he was the one player that would have walked into any other international team. Absolutely would have walked into any other international side. No problem at all. But he did it at United as well, where he's got world-class players around him. And he drove them on. And he was the one that set the benchmark. He set the standards that everyone else had to follow.